Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Friday the 21st of May, another Friday rolls around. We have all survived another week. We have some new mods, we have some crackers, and we have a couple of updates. One of the updates I think is a new mod, so I'll be reviewing it as such. The updates are as follows. The BM Volvo LM620-640 by North Modding Company, the PLN 5/35 by Farm Andre, the Chisel Pack Devrand by Fred Modding is the one I think is new today. I'll be reviewing that. Untergreisbach by Agrotechnic Nordeifel, that's had a load of changes. Check out the changelog on that because it's quite a long list. And the Crusetto Pack by DD Mod Passion have all had updates today. In front of me then, we have the European safety signs for Harvester. These are by SiiD Modding, 1.7 megabytes download. They are a combination of 1 or 2 slots. I think they're all 1 apart from 1, which is 2 slots. So when your harvesters are transporting either a header trailer on the back or they're going themselves, and the header trailer may be coming with a tractor, these are designed to give a warning to other road users of exactly that: agricultural convoy, wide load, or just warning strips like these ones. These ones come with lights and indicators. This one, the indicators and lights are a little bit bigger, LED ones. Really nicely made. It's a good idea. You know, if you're going to go for that full immersion sort of thing when you're transporting your gear, it's very nice indeed. These you'll find under headers, under tools and headers. So we've got cover 1, cover 2, convoy agricole, and wide load, 270, 250, 60, 60. There are no options available on any of them. You get them as they are. They hook up like a header. So you disconnect it or connect it. One thing I have found, these 3 are fine. Well, I think the sign's fine. I think it could be the harvester. The Massey Ferguson, for some reason, the throat on that, every time you hook it up, it goes right the way through the sign, so you can't actually see the bottom part of the sign. I don't think actually there's anything wrong with the sign. I think it might just be the actual harvester I've decided to use. But what we'll do, lights on, indicators on there as well. Now, because it's on as a header, you can raise and lower it, so when you detach it, if you want to be a bit closer to the ground, you can. That's entirely up to you. So there you go. European safety signs for Harvester by SiiD Modding. Moving on from there, we've got the selling point for seeds and fertilizer. You know what it's like when you've got all that pesky seed and fertilizer laying around. Now, obviously, in the real world, I suppose you can keep hold of it for a longer period of time. Seed, I'm not sure about. Fertilizer, I think you can keep bagged up for a while or boxed up. But if you have any spare and you want to sell it and you want to make a bit of money, you absolutely can. Especially if you found somewhere to buy it really, really cheap, you might be able to sell it and make a bit of a profit. Once placed, this will appear as aggro. And as you can see, the seed price there at the moment is 2,051. If I scroll across until I get to the fertilizer price is 2,900 and climbing. I think I've got fertilizer in here. Of course, I'm not advocating using this as a money-making scheme. I wouldn't do such a thing. But we are making money. Nicely made. You've got the stuff there to show you exactly what it is you're buying here. This is 1.3 megabytes download. It's 8 slots on console. It will cost 10,000. It's by Ginate _ FSPT. You'll find it under miscellaneous placeables. Now, obviously, the 10 grand to buy it, like I always say, or I have been saying of late, if the ground's uneven, you may get charged a little bit extra for placing if it has to do any levelling or that, or sort of landscape work. But yeah, 10 grand, placeables and miscellaneous. That's by Ginate FSPT. Moving on, I'll just turn that off. Can make a nice little learn of that. Next, we've got the Claas Liner 500 Profi L. This is a Windrower. As far as I can tell by reading the blurb on this, Claas boasts the largest rotor disc for a single windrow rotor. It's actually bigger than some double rotor ones. I think it's 4.8 meters. It runs out. Very nicely made. This is 11.15 megabytes download, 8 slots on console. It's by Konstii.ls, Marcus412 and Fabian Gogobear. You'll find it under Windrowers. 12,297, yeah, 4.8 meters. It'll run at 11 miles an hour. Only requires 45 horsepower. We have got the option to change here at the front 3-point link. You've got the weight set balls, or you can have no. That's entirely up to you. I haven't got any grass to windrow up. It's a windrow. It works like other windrowers do. L1 and X. The other is attached to it. There we go. Let's swing it around so we can see it in the light a bit better. L1 and X unfolds it, puts everything out. Then L1 and right stick to the side puts the arm down and extends it out. Keep your finger on it. So when it spins round, it flicks everything out to there, and you'll get your windrow out to the left-hand side. Just fold it, press it back in again. There we go, 4.8 meter windrower. Claas Liner 500 Profi L by Konstii.ls, Marcus412, Fabian Gogobear. Very nice. From there, we're going to go to this. This is the Camara RT16. Now, obviously, it says Lizard there. It's the Camara brand, which I think is Spanish. This is 18.5 megabytes download. It's by Caleruega Modding Design. Now, weirdly with this, you'll find it under trailers. It says Camara RT16. We've got the RT16 and the RTA16. Now obviously these two at the moment look different because I've chosen different options for them. However, in the mod hub I can't find any discernible difference between the two, the RT16 or the RTA. I thought it might be a capacity, but they're exactly the same, so I'm not sure why we've got two. It's a minor thing if you've got two to choose from, but I would say choose the first because it's cheaper. Under trailers, it could be it needs an update. I'm not too sure. It might be the capacity thing. One's 25.5 and one's 28 grand for the base model. They both take everything. Now, obviously, the pictures there show them differently, but you'll see what I mean when we look at it. That's what it comes like standard. 22,000 litre capacity, so 21 meters cubed. You can have front platform yes. Front platform yes or no. On the back, we can have swing doors, normal door, or just crane door. Those are your options. But under capacity, we can go from the 21 meter cubed to 23.5 meter cubed, which takes it to 24,000 litres and puts that little extension bit on the top. That's the RT16. The RTA16, capacity 21 meters cubed, 22,000 litres. Front platform, yes or no. Back, swing doors, normal door or grain door. We can change the capacity up to a 23.5 meter cubed, which is 24,000 litres, which is exactly the same as the other one. If you go for that one with front platform and let's say normal doors, it's 29,500 for a 24,000 litre capacity. If we go for that one, 24,000 litre capacity, front platform and swing doors, it's 27 grand. So it's cheaper for you to get the RT16 rather than the RTA16. So it could be that maybe it just needs to have the capacity altered. Maybe the RTA16 is supposed to be a larger size. I'm not sure, but as far as I can tell, they look the same. I have gone for the swing doors on this one. It will unload normally on the first option. Normally I have like normal door, grain door. Let's swing it around. But I went for the swing door on this one. The other one I went for the standard door. So unload, it will open and the door will do that as normal. If I come back, this is like my help menu, and then change it to tip side. Now it doesn't do anything. If I press tip side back, it still says, hang on. It still says tip side back, but now when I unload, it opens the doors. So that's the split door option. But it doesn't say split door option, it still says tip side back. I mean, it is still tipping back, I guess, but... And then the final option, R1 and down on the D-pad. Grain door, it will tip and just the grain door opens. Does have a beacon on the back, both of them do. Like I say, this is the 22,000 litre version or option. The other one is the same, but that's just got the 24,000 litre option. So yeah, bit of a peculiarity on that one. But that's the Camara RT16 by caleruega modding design. Next we're going to go to, now this is one that popped up saying it's an update. I don't remember seeing it before, so I'm going to treat it as if it's a new mod. This is the Chisel Pack. Now it does say Chisel Pack Devrand, and the update is by Fred Modding. The update says spelling correction Devrand. Now obviously on console we don't get that option. It comes up as Lizard, I think. So this is by Fred Modding. It's 17.57 megabytes download. We have a selection here. I think we start with a 4 meter. No, that's a 3 meter. So we've got a 3 meter fixed. It's a chisel cultivator, front mounted, but it does have a 3-point link front and rear. So you can put it on the front or the back. But if you want to do your cultivating and then something else behind you, you absolutely can. We then go up to a 4 meter. So you can have a 4 meter fixed, then you can have 4 meter folding. There's then a 4.5 meter and a 6 meter folding as well in this pack. We'll have a look at them in the store in a minute. Nicely made. I like the fact you've got a beacon on the front there. You've also got a double mirror. So if you have it on the front, you've got a double mirror so you can see. Obviously, it's a long way off. It's difficult to see when you're in cab, but it is on there as an option. These range, they're all 2 slots apart from one which is 3, I think. So under cultivators, so we want to go. So as I said, we start with the 3 meter for 4 grand. Requires 120 horsepower, runs at 9 miles per hour. That's fixed in place. The colour options on these are all the same. You can change the colour to anything you want on that palette. They're all like that, so I won't show that on each of them. We've then got the Chisel 4 meter for 5 grand. Requires 140 horsepower. We've then got the Chisel 4 meter foldable, which puts the price up a bit. It just means if it extends a little bit further out, you can fold it for transport down narrow lanes, also requiring 140 horsepower. The 4.5 meter foldable is 150 horsepower requirement for 9 grand. Then the 6 meter foldable is 10 grand. I mean, to be fair, it's going up from 4.5 to 6 meter for only £1 more. Pretty good. Requires 180 horsepower for a 6 meter cultivator. Again, options are all the same for colours on those. What I will do is show you that we'll put the 3 meter on the front, drop it down, and it will do your cultivating at the front, no problem at all, very happily. Beacon on there, like I said. Disconnect that. Now we can put, this is the 4 meter foldable, so if we unfold it, so you can see for transportation it's not any wider than the tractor. Unfold it and we can do our 4 meter, and I've got the 6 meter behind which I'm going to put on as well. Not that you would run 2 together, but just to show you can do them front or rear. So we'll switch to the front, drop that down, cultivate for a little bit, lift that up, switch to the rear, drop that down, there we go. So if you have it on the back, obviously with another 3-point link, you could then put a SiiD or something behind that as well with some weights on the front, or like I say, if you run it on the front with a SiiD on the back, it balances out the weight distribution of it, is a lot kind of better for the tractor and the links and all the rest of it. So there you go. That's the Chisel Pack Devrand by Fred Modding. Moving on from there, we have this. This is the Sopima Transflu65, 4.1 megabytes download, 4 slots on console. This is by Simulagri modding. This is a field tank, a field container. We have got a standard one in game for slurry or digestate. So if you've got a surplus, if you're doing slurrying, digestate, spreading, whatever. I think when I played this, I think we had these on FS15. I think I had one of these by every field. So you would take out your stuff, fill it up, and then when you were doing your slurrying, you could then come back to it to refill your slurry spreaders. Very handy bit of kit. The standard in-game one is a 55,000 litre. This is a 65,000 litre, so holds a fair bit of slurry or digestate. Nicely made. Now this isn't showing up on the website, but it is in the mods hub today, and because it's not showing up on the website, I can't check. Well, I don't think it said it was Mule system ready, although it does have all these attachments, so potentially it is. I'm sure somebody from the PC fraternity will let me know in the comments. So where we find it, under slurry tanks. So the standard one, the Garant FRC there, 25 grand to buy, 55,000 litre capacity, 4 slots, 50 horsepower. Pretty cool. This one, 65,000 litre capacity. The slot count is the same, 4, which drops down to 1. Same horsepower requirement. It's only 41,750 for a 65,000 litre. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. We've got red, yellow and black. On the back, we can have ladder, yes or no. I don't think that unfolds. I haven't found an option for it to unfold. Then we've got wheel standard or wheels wide. So what you would do is take it out to the field. When you hook up, it raises and off you go, trundling out to your field, wherever you may be. When you get there, disconnect. Now, what I am going to try, because it does show you there, you can actually turn this on. Now, I don't know if that needs to be turned on or connected to be able to fill up from it. So what we're going to do is grab ourselves a slurry spreader, which needs to be refilled. It should just be a case of coming up alongside pressing L3. The problem I had earlier when I tested this, with help menu open, it doesn't come up saying refill. Watch it work now. Nothing's coming up saying, all it says is you first need to fill the tool. If I press L3 now though, it will fill up. You notice it's going down. So whilst it doesn't come up on the help menu, refill, pressing L3 next to it, I am refilling. The amount is going down inside the tank. There's a really nice structure in there that holds the whole thing rigid. But what you can also see is, if I stop there a second, it says start overloading. So if I've got slurry left in my slurry spreader, when I come back to this, if I do R1 and triangle, I can put back from my slurry spreader what I've got spare back into the tank and then leave it by the field. So yeah, it's cool. So there you have it. The Sopima Transflu65 by Simulagri modding, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. And it's this. The Transporter. I'm not sure if it's as exciting as the Jason Statham film with the same name, or maybe it is. Now, that's a brilliant idea. The fact I've just started a new Let's Play and I'm moving machinery and equipment out to my farm, I'm thinking, actually, this would be really handy to move a whole load of stuff in one go. Now, I know there are loads of low loaders and trailers and things available already. This is the car transport trailer, 2.39 megabytes download and 3 slots on console. This is by Adams Kong. It's under low loaders. Now, it's a fairly basic design, you know, but we've got our checker plate on there. And there's a lot on here. Now, I would suggest, if you are going to put taller vehicles, for example, the smaller of the wheel loaders there, you want your taller stuff on the top, obviously, because there's not a lot of room between the bottom deck and the top deck. It does have straps as well, as you can see on the deck there. Now, I haven't strapped anything down. There are, obviously, you can use logs. There are various different things for strapping vehicles down. There's the belt support system that comes with the T-Rex 6 by Black Sheep Modding. The little trailer has the belt supports. Now, I haven't used any of those. So you could use this for bringing all sorts of stuff out. You could put bales on it if you wanted to. It's got strapping, so you could absolutely do that. And you can see we've got quite an array. As long as what you're putting on there is narrower than those two sides, there's no reason at all why you shouldn't be able to transport it. It's a clever idea. Now, I'm going to, the disclaimer on this is, like I'm saying, I haven't strapped anything down. And by clicking the straps on, it doesn't go over the vehicles. So what I'm going to do is test the locking script, because I'm curious to see what the locking script is like without strapping them down. Now, if loads of stuff flies off this, the answer to that is just use a belt support thing or a log or something with the straps, and you can strap vehicles down, no problem at all. But I am curious. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how we go. Then I'll show you it for loading and unloading. I'm not going to turn sharply. It's a high-sided vehicle. If you're going to be one of those people that comment and say, it tipped over, I was only doing 60 mile an hour around a corner. Yeah, that's probably why. It is very high-sided. You've got to be careful, especially over undulating terrain. So I'm just going to drive forward and I'm going to jam the brakes on. Let's see what happens. We're not going that fast. Oh, nothing happened. Let's back up. Locking script is looking pretty good. I mean, only reverse at 9 miles an hour. Nothing. Do I go a bit faster, or is that just tempting fate? I'm very impressed. Like I say, there's a little bit of wobble. Be careful. Let's get a bit more speed up. Okay. Nothing. No movement. Oh, that's good. So, actually, I want this round in the light, don't I? Let's turn this round. This is where I topple the whole thing over. You watch. Get onto the grass, and it doesn't like it. Oh no, we're all right. We're all right. Get in. Right. So, unfolding. L1 and X puts our back down. Now we have lights on it, we have indicators. Very nice. So what we'll do, this may take a couple of minutes. Now it's quite a sharp entry onto there. That ramp, potentially if it was a little bit longer, you'd have a shallower bump up. That is quite short, and there is quite an angle there. So I found with the the skid steer loader, when I put that on, I had to get a bit of a run up with the little skid steer loader. But to be honest with you, no, I'm wrong. How did I manage that? I want to be in that. I have to say, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with that lock. Whoa, see what I mean? That locking script, that's amazing. Now, there's absolutely no reason at all why, providing whatever implement you're using isn't wider than that. You could put smaller tractors on here with implements. You could even put a vehicle with a trailer with something on it. You could put all sorts of stuff will go onto this. Now again, there'll be the farming purist that will be saying, well, it's not really farming, is it? No, it's not necessarily a farm piece of equipment, but it may help you for transporting stuff backwards and forwards, and if you've got a storyline or something you're doing, or you're doing multiplayer with friends, you might enjoy that. So, L1 and left on the D-pad, open cover, does that. Nice, smooth animation, nothing jolty, nothing horrible. Not quite sure where the rams are, the pistons that are actually operating that. But when it settles, there's no ridge, there's no bump, it's nice and smooth. I think it's brilliant. Low slot count. Cheap to buy. We'll have a look. You'll find it under wheel loaders. Not wheel loaders, low loaders. 15 grand. That's all. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. We can change the rim colour to anything on that palette. It's brilliant. It's a great way to end the week. Love it. So there we go. That's the car transport trailer by Adams Kong. Very cool indeed. And that's it. That's it for today. That's it for this week for the mods. I hope you found this useful. Oh no, hang on, before I finish, no. There's what's showing up today is the Demco 22 series grain carts by Custom Modding. The reason I haven't shown those is because I did a review on those the other day. They came out, and I can't remember what day it was they came out. I did the review. They were the really nice auger wagon grain carts that you could have with the American flag, the Canadian flag, and the tarp had that really fantastic animation that rolled really slowly. That got removed from the mods hub almost immediately, and someone commented to say, oh, it was released too early. Well, that's technically officially released today, but I have already reviewed it. That's why I haven't reviewed it in this one. So you may need to go back. I do put in all of my descriptions the mods that I've covered, so if you look on a video and you're not sure, if you go onto the description for that video, it will tell you what mods were on that video. But anyway, yes, so that's why I haven't covered the Demco 22 series grain cart by Custom Modding. Hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, have a lovely weekend. And thanks for watching.